I know this looks creepy. That's like the first sight. But what's up, everybody? It's your boy over here, Mortal Killer, and I'm back at it again with another scary videos. Cause that's like my favorite thing to do. About my channel. I think I said it wrong, but you get the gist. So I just found this video and it's very interesting. I think you know who the guy is, but this like when he was like it was like 2 years ago. This like the time when he was starting, and it was actually more creepier than now. At least from the way stuff is. So this one's called Top 15 Scariest Things Kids Have Said, and you know kids. You know, they may be cute or they might be innocent or something, but sometimes some kids they done some real messed up things or said some messed up things, and like not like in a bad word way. I mean like deadly kind of adult kind of stuff. Like I've seen, or no, not seen. I've heard before, and it's true. Like a bunch of like kids, they do some crazy stuff. Sometimes they murder people. I don't know, stuff like that. So it's possible. Jesus Christ, I cannot talk right now. But so that's what we're gonna watch, and here we go. Put it down right there. At least make it good, and for me too.
Number 15. I wake up to find my 3-year-old standing by the bed, staring at me.
Already we're gonna start on a bad note because look at this kid. This guy has Batman stuff all over him, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to save something, and he has a grin on his face and has a kitchen knife or something. And that's no superhero thing, I tell you.
From me with a huge grin on his face.
Oh, that's terrible.
He just stares and grins. What are you doing? I finally say. Nothing. Still grinning.
Nothing?
At this point, I realize he's got his hand behind his back. Are you holding something?
Knife.
No.
Yes.
I look away. He's hiding our largest carving knife behind his back. Number 4.
He was probably thinking of murdering someone. Possibly you. I don't know why, but these kids are crazy. Oh, if I swear, if that happened to me one time, like just some kid just be like, nothing, and then like, I'm like, what you got behind you? And they say nothing. I probably wouldn't even try to even take it because he might stab me with it. So I'm just gonna back away and just hide for a sec. And if I see him come in the room, I'll kind of tackle him, I guess. Not too hard, of course, because I'm not trying to kill him. But I get him good and get whatever he has, possibly a knife, and just take it away and be like, hey, what's up? Why are you trying to think of this stuff or something? I don't know. But yeah.
13.
30 seconds
My
in.
3-year-old nephew was at my cottage. He asked me numerous times about the girl over there while pointing at one of the back bedrooms. The place is small, and there's definitely no one there, so I just dismiss it as a really active imagination. Then some friends are visiting, and they have a daughter around the same age. She has never met my nephew. Twice in one day, she asked about the pretty girl while pointing at the exact same room. Definitely caught me out, and I didn't know what to think. Then at Christmas, my family was over at my place, and my nephew points at a picture of my wife and asks if she's coming to visit us here, or does she just stay at the cottage. My wife died 10 years ago. No.
Whoa, oh, that's kind of a bad pause, but whoa. I guess there's no coincidence in the last one. Imagination can go to great heights, but I don't think that was an imagination. Okay, Granny, calm down. I see your teeth. Okay, I don't think I want to put my head in that.
Number 13. So a friend of mine was 6 years old when she told her mother that the lady who used to live here told me that she hates the wallpaper and that you're covering her note. My friend's mom just thought it was make-believe rambling and forgot about it.
Nope.
Well, 12 years later, when the mom is redecorating and taking down the wallpaper in the attic, she finds a suicide note scratched into the wall. The friend's mom freaks the fuck out and calls my friend and starts asking if she remembered anything more about the woman who spoke to her. My friend starts to recall the woman and starts to freak out, saying she only remembered talking to her in the attic.
Whoa, see, look, it turned out to be real. Covering the note. The mom did not believe it. 12 years later, she does some decorating or something. She sees a note, and it's a suicide note. So she pretty much angered the spirit, but no, I guess nothing happens to him because they're talking about the story. I'll be pretty freaked out actually. I'll be like, okay, oh, I think we gotta move out of the house, and I'm just gonna leave it there, and spirits don't do anything to me. I am a innocent bystander. I'm just gonna go over there and talk to some people and tell them if they have a house for me to buy or something. That's what I will do.
12. A friend of mine and her husband bought what is considered an old house around here, Western Canada. Not many houses over 100 years old.
Damn.
They were renovating the basement one day while I was visiting. I was down there alone with their son, who's barely 2 at the time and could not speak in full sentences. He took my hand and led me over to a brick chimney-like thing with a rusty metal door on it. He looked up and said, "That's where dead babies go." I was horrified. Firstly, because, like I said, the kid could barely talk, let alone say something like that. I doubt he even knew what dead meant. I'm positive that no one would have told him that, and there were no older kids around that would have said that as a joke. Still creeps me out to this day.
Whoa, so what? How? So apparently the child does not know how to really speak. It's the first time or something, right? He says something like that. So I'm guessing he probably saw some dead spirit babies or something like that, and some sicko from centuries ago, because it's an old house, so it's bound to have something. Turns out maybe the guy or someone did something to those babies, which is terrifying to think about. Because it's, I'm pretty sure you guys know why. It's self-explanatory. But yeah, freaky.
Number 11. My brother grew up being terrified of water. I'm 4 years older than him, and during the nightly battle for bath time when he was about 3 or 4, I asked him why he's so scared of water. Being a water baby, as my mom put it, I just don't understand. He looked at me, and I remembered this word for word. I was on a big unsinkable ship. We hit the biggest iceberg, and then it was really busy, and then I got really cold and wet. I went to a warm, bright place and waited until my next family came. My mom heard it and decided bath time was over. The creepy thing is that my brother was born on April 15th, 1992. The Titanic sunk April 15th, 1912. Number 10.
You pretty much just explained the guy from the Titanic. What is this, man? That's mind blowing. I don't know how he knows that stuff. I don't know if he saw the movie or something. I don't know. Even if he did saw the movie, I don't think he would say that that's his experience. That's just weird. That's like a big coincidence. I don't know. He might be a relative. Who knows? Maybe the ghost of the guy. I forgot the name because I haven't seen that movie in a while ago. Like 2 years. That's twisty. Okay.
When I was about 4, I would remember talking to Mr. Peterson whenever I was at my grandmother's house. He looked like a hobo from the Great Depression and had a guitar and sang the old-timey blues. He told me that he died when he fell off a train he was riding while drunk on moonshine. I stopped seeing him when I was about 6. Anyway, 6 months ago, I found my dad's old acoustic guitar and started playing, and my little cousin told me,
Okay, sorry for that little interruption. So, okay.
Mr. Peterson is proud of you, and then left. I don't know what to think. Number 9.
Whoa, that's weird. So apparently, the spirit of Mr. Peterson saw him playing the guitar because he saw the guy playing the guitar. So it's like, I guess the guy's pretty much happy for him. He's like, it's like this guy's playing the same instrument I used to play. That's basically the premise here. It's kind of a good story. Just a little creepy how it's like, well, it's not really that creepy. It's just like a weird thing that happened, but really it's nothing bad. So it wasn't necessarily creepy. It wasn't scary.
While changing my daughter in front of the open closet door, she kept looking around me and laughing. I asked her what was so funny. She said, "The man," to which I replied, "What man?" She then pointed at the closet and said, "The man with the snake neck."
I think she's looking at some hanging guy, hanging from a noose. I forgot where, closet or something. I don't know, but whatever. A suicide happened, and she's looking at it right there. That's pretty traumatizing. It's pretty traumatizing. Especially, I'm guessing that she's young.
Turned around and nothing was there. I'm afraid to look into the history of my house to see if anyone hung themselves in that closet. At least she wasn't scared. Number 8. My kid's Catholic school is over 100 years old. There's a basement under the gym that's used for storage. I was subbing once, and during recess, one of the kickballs goes down the stairs. A little girl was standing at the top of the stairs yelling, "Just throw it up to me." I went over and asked who she was talking to, and she replied, "That big man down the stairs." I went down and nobody was there, and it was the only way in. I asked some of the other kids if they have seen the man before, and they said, "Yes, but Sister told us not to talk to him." I asked them to describe Sister, and they described a nun, and there haven't been nuns at the school in 40 years. Number 7. When my son was little, maybe 3, he used to do this weird crawl where he would slide his forehead along the floor.
What? That really sounds creepy. Oh, if I had someone like that, my family just comes in, do this, all that crazy stuff, I'll be flipping. I'll be like, okay, are you possessed, my boy? Are you possessed right now? Because I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing no games with you. Literally, I'm not. That's just trippy. Either he's possessed or he's just on some big drugs that are very heavy, and yeah. And this picture right here is, it's not really helping. It's just I'm guessing that's how he looked like. He's possessed then.
That was pretty creepy in itself. Then one night, he crawled across the hallway into my room like that and stood up a few inches from my face and made a weird meow sound. He got into bed with me and went to sleep.
Oh, he possessed.
Another time, he was freaking out about a monster in the basement, so we went down and saw nothing, of course. As I turned out the light and headed upstairs, he said, "He's behind us now." I might have peed a little. Possibly the creepiest thing he did was one day I scolded him for misbehaving, so he hid his head under his blanket. I pretended I couldn't find him by saying, "Where is my little Carson?" He slowly lowered the blanket and with a dead evil stare said, "Carson is gone. I am Rick. I'm certain he's possessed." We never knew any Ricks as far as I can remember. Still don't. Never figured out where he picked up that name.
Rick from Rick and Morty? He's the one that's been possessing that boy. Okay, nah. All seriousness though. So, yeah, I guess he's been possessed because he says, "Okay, I'm not Rick now. I'm Carson." Wait, what? No, the other way around. I'm not Carson. I'm Rick, and they don't know, or she doesn't know, or he, whoever it was, narrating, Wait, I said. Okay, you know what I mean. But that person does not know any Rick and like whatever. So that must mean that he's possessed. And I was right all along. It's not the drugs, but it could still be both. But mostly the possessive part. And now we got this old guy here. Let's see what this old guy has done.
Number 6. Okay, backstory time.
Boom.
When I was a kid, Mr. Rand used to come into my room 4 or 5 times a week. He'd talk to me and tell me stuff and how he was killed in World War II. See, Mr. Rand was a figment of my 4-year-old imagination. And
I don't think it's your imagination. I think you legitimately saw him. Because after all these videos I've been watching, I'm inclined to disagree to this boy. But hey, who knows? He might change his opinion.
Anyway, one day I was 9 or so. Mr. Rand stopped showing up. Fast forward to about 3 years ago, and my son, who is 5 at the time, walks out of his room one night at about 11:30 and says there's a man in the room. Fast forward to about 3 years ago, and my son, who is about 5 at the time, walks out of his room one night at about 11:30 and says there's a man in his room. I flip out and run to his room to find nobody, to which he says, Mr. Rand says you can't see him anymore, but he's okay. Number 5.
Whoa. So Mr. Rand still remembers like the dad from when he was a child. And now he's probably talking to his son now because the same age and stuff. So I don't think Mr. Rand's necessarily a bad guy then, because he hasn't done anything crazy, at least as far as the story goes. And yeah, I guess a good spirit. I'm just there. Oh, I got I got like a little thing in my eye. Okay, this guy looks like an emo kid that just committed murder. And the brat. What did he do?
Not a parent myself, but a friend of mine has a 4-year-old son who lives with his mother. One time, he would have been nearly 4. Another of the mother's housemates had a litter of puppies and was in the process of trying to find homes for them. The kid put one of them in the front loader washing machine with some laundry and managed to set it on the spin cycle. Then went back into his room across the laundry to play. My friend, the kid's dad, was visiting at the time and heard the machine going. He went to investigate, then saw the puppy and realized what had happened. He figured that the kid just didn't.
Okay, guys, sorry for the interruption. That was just like my mom's phone, like someone calling her basically. Yeah, let's resume. I don't think I was talking about anything. Hopefully I'm right, because if I was in the middle of talking something, let's just go.
Know what he was doing and quickly removed the dead puppy to spare his son being traumatized. The kid saw his dad walk past the doorway, went to check the washing machine, and then asked him, "Where is the dead puppy, Daddy?" Number 4. My mom's dad died 10 years before I was born. I was about 6 or 7 when my parents divorced. The day before my mom told me they were divorcing, apparently I was at the kitchen table drawing or something while my mom cooked tea. She said I stopped instantly and looked toward the front door as if I'd heard something. I stared for a long time, then giggled, turned towards my mom and said, "Granddad says don't worry, everything will be okay, and he won't let anything bad happen." I then began humming and went back to my drawing. My mom says it's the single creepiest thing that's ever happened to her, and I have no memory of it happening. Number 3. When my daughter was 3, one day she said to me, "Don't you remember, Mommy? Before, when you were the daughter and I was the mother, they came and chopped all our heads off. Chop, 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 chop. The whole village." She made vicious chopping motions every time she said the word chop.
Well, instant adoption. adopting that child, instant adoption. I'm not playing around. If my child says something like that, I'm gonna be like, you know what, you crazy. I'm just gonna adopt you. I'm not gonna kill you, of course. One, I'm not trying to go to jail, and two, I just cannot do that. That's just too wrong. I'll just adopt you, and I don't know who's gonna pick you, but hopefully someone. And I'm just not gonna be your parent, um, right now. So that's what I would say. Uh, I don't know how that girl knows stuff like this.
I was so taken aback, all I could think to say was, "Fortunately, sweetheart, I don't remember the head chopping." Her response was, "Well, it happened, and I remember it really well." Number two.
I feel like they keep getting creepy with these pictures, bro. Every time when I pause it, but yes, um, yo, it's crazy how the the daughter, right? It's like, well, I remember, so and I remember very well. Oh, I don't know why that part, that whole sentence was like, it's like something from a movie, and like those infamous, like those famous movie quotes, horror stuff, and I don't know why that just it felt like that to me. So I don't know. I got a buy from it. Um, this looks like a nurse lady. Some nurse stuff.
My daughter said to me that there is a woman who watches her watch movies in her room and sleeps on the ceiling above her bed when she sleeps.
Like that? Oh, imagine just waking up, right? Your face up and stuff. You're laying down. You see the terrible face on the top. It's terrible. Oh, that'll freak me out. I'll jump, man. I don't even want to imagine that. This person has it rough then.
She also says that it does not like me and wants to eat my heart. My kid.
Even worse. Now I have to fear for my life now. Actually, even more. This person's gonna try to take my heart, and I don't want that to happen. Oh, God, I feel like it's just getting worse. What else is next? Taking my brain as well? Might as well, right?
Watches Elmo and fucking Dinosaur Train. We're in the
That Elbow and Dyson Train. Now they're gonna torture me too? Okay, nah. Okay, alright.
hell did she get this from? Number one, when I was young, like maybe 2 years old, my grandma was in the hospital dying of cancer.
Damn.
Obviously, I had no idea what was going on, but apparently one day my mother and aunt were watching me. I suddenly looked at them and said, "Only one grandma." They kept trying to convince me otherwise, that no, I had two grandmas, but
I think the child knows that, like, that the grandma's already dead. So that's why the kid is saying stuff like this. But of course, because the parents, they don't know nothing about this, I'm guessing they can't see the spirits. That's where they're not, believing her. Unfortunately, it is true. Uh, they got the early news, but eventually they will get the news, like at least confirming it. Kind of terrible. So
kept repeating that line over and over. Then the phone rang. It was my uncle calling to tell my mother that my grandma had passed a few minutes ago. Got an idea for a top 15 list? Be sure to leave it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.
okay, so we have finished. This was pretty creepy list because it's kids talking about this stuff. Little children. You would think they are innocent and like has no problem. They don't know this kind of stuff yet. Somehow they know stuff like this, and I don't think I knew. I don't know this type. Like when I was a child, I don't think I knew this kind of stuff. It's until maybe like I was like 8 or 9 that I knew death, I guess, but not the gruesome way. Just like people dying normally, kind of thing. Mostly because of the games. Because I used one time when I was like 8 or 9, I used to play Mortal Kombat. Um, I don't know how to do fatalities, but one time I kind of killed someone in the game, so I was shocked by it. But Eventually grew up with me, so I was like, I don't know. But I wasn't a psychopath though. Not like these children. Or at least most of them, because some of them were not too bad. But yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave a like, comment, share, and don't subscribe. This is your boy, Mortal Killer here. Telling you to peace out. Peace.